Hey, everybody. This is Mr. Patton. I'm a biology teacher here at Coffee High School, and I was putting together a little video to help my kids understand what a virus is because we're talking about the differences between viruses and bacteria. And I thought it'd be a really good idea if I could put together a simple little video explaining what the coronavirus is, this current pandemic that we're dealing with. Thought it'd be an interesting way for kids to learn about this concept, while also maybe hopefully getting something to maybe help them during this time. So here's some questions we're going to answer today. What is a virus? Where did this virus come from? Should you be afraid of it? And what can you do about it? Okay, so let's get started. First of all, what is a virus? And as you can see here, viruses belong to different family groups, right? You have the bacteriophage here, which infects bacteria. You have this adenovirus, which is very similar to the common cold. Then you have even things such as HIV virus, right? So as you can see, they look different. They have different properties. And the coronavirus is very similar to this adenovirus right here that causes the common cold. It's very, very similar. So keep that in mind that not all viruses are the same and not all of them work the same way, okay? Next up, viruses, they are pretty basic though. Not that basic, of course, but they are still pretty boring. And they only have some pretty simple properties here. They have these little protein spikes that stick off of them. They have this lipid, okay, this fatty layer that encases them. And then they have some DNA or some RNA, some genetic material. So the important thing is this lipid layer here that this virus, coronavirus, has. And that's why washing your hands with soap is so impactful, because this lipid layer right here completely breaks down in the presence of soap. Think about like washing your dishes, right? And you've got that grease kind of stuck to the plate. Well, you can just kind of simply wash it off, right? And so that's why soap is so great to use and to combat against the fight against the coronavirus. Continuing on. So where did COVID-19, that's the other name we give coronavirus, where in the world did it come from? And currently our best guess, it is in fact from China. Early scientists have been studying that and think it's from China, but not just from China. Our best guess is that it actually came from these cute, fluffy, adorable bat friends, right? Our little bats. But unfortunately, bats are not cute and they're not adorable. They're actually pretty nasty animals. You got to think about them like flying rats, right? Like you think about rats and mice as being nasty animals. Well, think about them like with the ability to fly. And the fact that they can fly is what makes them so particularly vulnerable to catching so many viruses, is because they're able to get around so much. And they also usually stick together in large groups, which is allowing them to kind of transfer it to one another very easily. Okay. Not only do they carry a lot of viruses, but we also got a bit unlucky with this virus. A random mutation, okay, so a random chance, a random probability happened to where the virus that infects bats was able to infect humans. And that was just a random mutation would occur. And Charles Darwin, when we studied about natural selection, we learned that that's going to happen. Eventually, things naturally are going to evolve. They're going to change, okay? And so Darwin would have said, yeah, I expected something like this would happen. Okay. And a lot of people are comparing it to the flu currently. And people are saying, oh, it's just like the flu. Well, not exactly. Our bodies have some natural immunity to flu because it's been around for so long. This coronavirus this COVID-19, we have no natural immunity like it because we've never seen anything like it before. And that's what makes it particularly dangerous for us. Okay. And am I going to be okay? Because a lot of people are scared right now. And it's okay. Early studies show that you're going to be perfectly fine. Very, very low mortality rate. Those who are most at risk are elderly or have other major health illnesses. So if you don't fall in those categories, you're going to be fine. And even those, the mortality rate is still particularly pretty low, pretty much on par with flu, maybe a little bit worse. And I'm not an epidemiologist or a biologist, but I would say you could pretty much say they're pretty similar. Okay, well, what can I do to help? Well, we've all talked about flattening the curve, right? And one way is we can wash our hands, we can practice social distancing, and we can stay at home if we don't feel well. All three of those are very important. Lastly, what can I conclude from this video? Viruses have been here since the beginning of time, and occasionally we're going to have to fight these nasty epidemics. Thankfully, modern technology has allowed us to fight back quicker and faster than ever before. We've got vaccines in the timeline. We're practicing social distancing faster than ever before. We are getting in front of this in ways that we've never done it before, thanks to modern technology and modern medicine. Stay safe, guys. I miss everybody. See you very soon, hopefully.